What's up, YouTube? Bay Area Baller back again. Man, I just listened to this Tim Kawakami, Joe Lacob podcast on The Athletic, and it was phenomenal. So much golden nuggets that were just sprinkled in throughout that podcast. And I wouldn't be giving Kawakami props if it wasn't due. The guys had me blocked on Twitter for like a decade. But let me tell you, I was just infatuated. I started taking notes. First time I've ever done that on a podcast. So I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of what was said, sprinkle on some quotes. And I'm going to start off with Gary Payton. Tim says that, it felt like you guys wanted Gary Payton, but he got away. What happened there? And Joe Lacob said, he got a much bigger offer than we thought he'd get. Flat out. It sounded like he said the Blazers overpaid for Gary Payton. And he did say, Gary deserved every dollar that he got, but essentially sounded like he thought the Blazers overpaid for him. And, they start talking money, right? And the luxury tax. We know the Warriors are way over the tax. And Joe Lacob, owner of the Warriors, said, I'm already in trouble with the rest of the league. They aren't happy. We kind of blew a hole in the system, but there are limits. And he started talking about limits because the luxury tax, the more you spend, the worse it gets. It gets multiplied 6, 7 times over. And he's saying, look, it's not an unlimited amount of money that we can spend on this team. Then Kawakami brings up how Poole and Wiggins are due for extension soon, right? They only got one more season contractually on the Warriors. And Lacob responds, it's up to Bob. We're in no rush, but we'd love to retain him. But this becomes a problem going forward when you have a team like ours and have three guys who have been with us a long time, make a lot of money in Steph, Clay, and Draymond. And then you got these two guys, Poole and Wiggins. One is already in big salary mode, and one is going to be making a lot more money. And he's a very good young player. So it's going to be difficult. I'm not going to sit here and lie to the fan base. It's going to be really difficult to figure out what we'll do next summer. This year, we're good. We're going to run it back. Wow. So he says we're good this year, but they don't know how they're going to handle this situation next year because they can't pay everyone. So it sounds like there are going to be some changes coming to this Warriors roster. Maybe not this year, but next summer. Then Lacob starts talking about the youngsters and how they're going to have bigger roles next season and how that was always the plan. And especially we're talking about Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman. And he had a lot to say about Wiseman. Lacob said, Wiseman had a lot of bad luck. I think he's an immense talent. Give this guy a year, and I think he'll be a very solid player for us. He has the potential to be enormous positive addition. He's a monster. I have not seen many players do what he can do. And then it got even juicier. Kawakami said, there is a way you can trade a lot of what you have to get a big, big name back who may or may not be requesting a trade that you are familiar with. Is that at all a prospect that you could tear it all up? But there's a superstar out there. Let's go get that guy. Lacob said, I'm not going to comment specifically on any player. You know what this answer is going to be, which is we will always look at opportunities to make ourselves better. And then when Kawakami adds on if it's even possible to trade for KD because of the rookie extensions, right? The Nets couldn't have Ben Simmons on a rookie extension and trade for Wiggins on a rookie extension on the same roster. So Kawakami says, it is impossible, right? Or relatively. And Lacob responds, it's not impossible. Warriors fans, I know a lot of you do not want Kevin Durant back on this team, but let me tell you, if they were to trade Wiggins and Poole, and I'm hoping maybe only one other guy, whether it's a Wiseman or a Moody, I want to keep Kuminga, to be honest. But trading a package like that for Durant actually saves the Warriors money in the long term, because extending Wiggins and extending Poole, that alone is going to be more expensive than having Kevin Durant on the roster. So Lacob was already talking about the tax and how There's not an unlimited amount of money they can spend, and not knowing how this thing's going to play out going forward after this season, the Warriors are in on KD. They're turning over every stone. And you heard it from the Warriors owner yourself. Comment down below how you think this saga is going to play out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Catch y'all next time.